My name's Chase Hawk. I'm 27 years old. I was born in Austin, Texas, and I couldn't have asked for a better city to grow up in.
Growing up in Austin definitely helped Chase become the pro that he is today. From the local riders like Taj and Joe Rich that live there, all the way to Empire Bike Shop, and just the local scene having a good diverse amount of trail riding, street and skate parks to be a part of. He definitely turned into being the most well-rounded rider that I know.
Chase was born July 25th, 1986 in the South Austin Hospital down on Ben White. Yeah, Chase was real active as a little boy. Well, he had to climb on everything. That's the kind of kid he was. He needed to be tied up, really. Yeah, when he was 7 years old, I was working at a pawn shop, and in comes this old mongoose bicycle. Looked like a circus wagon, and I got it for $25 or something like that, and took it home, and he started riding that thing right away. And that bike must have weighed more than he did. And so we started taking Chase out to the racetrack on that mongoose. And he did real good. He won. And so we got him bikes that were race worthy. He was a little bitty kid, but he would race those great big kids that were his age and beat them. He was so much fun to watch him ride and was really good at it, but then came home one day and said he didn't want to race anymore, and it broke my heart. But 9th Street's been his home since right here. This has been his home since the very beginning. I had gone by here and saw people ride. Of course, the jumps were much smaller.
So you'd always see Danny was this little boy. Danny be hanging out on the bench. Kid be riding around going crazy like everyone else, kind of daycare deal. He got to ride with a lot of different people, and he was lucky to be here. He was one of the youngest locals. He's an old school local, but he was one of the youngest little guys to ever come down here. I guess in a way he learned to ride down here. As a child riding here, he just charged it. Just lap after lap all day long. He started riding really good, going for big jumps as a tiny kid and not getting hurt, but breaking all these little race frames he had. And
went through thousands of dollars worth of bicycles. Ka-chink, ka-chink, you know, top tube and bottom tube both. Chink, chink, you get used to it like a ball peen hammer.
I don't know, he would go for it, and you knew he was trying really hard. He had talent in there, but he hadn't developed the skills for it yet. You can see it in his style. When he was learning, he would charge it. That little dude was just cranking, full speed spin to win, jumping.
Chase's first road trip was in 2001. He was 14 years old and went on a trip for a Props video magazine to Florida.
14 years old, and I thought that was pretty young, but I knew to trust them that they thought he was that good. I should have been afraid. But I wasn't. I knew that he would be well taken care of, and he was really well taken care of.
It seems like that road trip really opened a few doors for Chase because, you know, people really started to get a chance to see what we all knew here in Austin, but if you hadn't been here, it would be like, whoa, who's this little kid who's just killing it? That same year, Robbie Morales pretty much took him under his wing with Fit, and that was Chase's first real sponsor that he had, and I mean, that would just be the beginning of like a lifelong friendship between those two.
Since I first met Chase, I always wanted him to be a part of any project that I worked on. Specifically, we were starting a company called Fit, and I knew he'd be perfect for it. He definitely needed to be a part of what we were doing.
My wife Tina and I started Empire BMX in 2003, and we were looking for team riders, and Chase Hawk was first on the list. New generation of rider, new company, wanted some new young blood. Wild, crazy little dirty kid. He just felt like the right person to represent us the way we want to be represented. So when we started the company, we immediately started on our first video. We've done 3 thus far. Chase has been integral to those productions. He's always had full parts. He started to blow up worldwide, you know, as we started and began to grow, so we kind of grew together. We give a lot of credit to him for helping us. We grew off his back, and we were able to showcase him and get his name out there more in the videos. Now he's, you know, among the top riders ever. Signature frames, parts, kids love him, always ask about him, want his autographs, pictures.
When Chase started getting around a little bit more, he made it to a few contests. You know, even then, you could pretty much ask any rider who's looking good out there, and every one after another, Chase Hawk, Chase Hawk, Chase Hawk.
I'm just gonna say I want Chase Hawk to win. Chase Hawk.
Chase Hawk.
Chase Hawk.
Chase Hawk.
That little rat, Chase Hawk.
You seen Chase Hawk?
Any type of rider can appreciate what Chase does on a bike. Doesn't matter if they're a top contest rider doing all the circus tricks or, you know, a trail rider all the way to a street rider. It's basically he rides all disciplines at a highly stylish level.
Anyone else out there besides Chase riding good?
No, just Chase. That's something that he has that you can't practice, you can't just learn like that somewhere. The way that he rides, people notice, and it doesn't matter what he's doing.
Moving forward, he's even won awards like the Nora Cup in 2009 for the best ramp rider. It's a super prestigious award voted on by his peers. They picked him because his style and how he rides is on another level. And that was cool for him to be recognized for that award. We were winding down, you know, our years with Fit, and it was time to do something new. Chase was instrumental in helping us start Cult. He gave us the confidence to move on and kind of help come up with the name and the image of the brand, and the style and vibe of it has a lot to do with where he grew up. Watching Chase grow up and progress with his riding through the years has been awesome.
It's crazy for me to think back when Chase was 9. You know, he was this cool little kid that was funny and he was what he was. And then, yeah, the tables turn and he's the baddest dude. You know, he's like the best dude that there is. And me thinking back and reflecting, it's easy for me to see that it's been there all along in some way. I mean, with him, it just went off the charts. So I don't think there's anyone that would deny that.
His type of riding is timeless, but he's still unique. He can ride any kind of terrain, make it look good. He has natural control of his bike. It's, you know, part of his body at this point.
So yeah, he's got killer bike skills, and hopefully he can attribute a lot of that to riding down here. We've been lucky to have him. He's definitely made us proud. He's our most famous local. Go Chase. So 9th Street.
He's done everything in the sport you could possibly think of, from video parts to contest placings to traveling the world on his bike. And he's done it all with a smile.
All right, whenever I think of Chase, I think of one of the most influential BMX riders of all time. He is the definition of what BMX is. He's someone that like gets you motivated to go ride. You watch one of Chase's video parts and it's just something that makes you want to go outside, pedal as fast as you can, and try to go as high as you can. He does a lot of tricks that everyone is capable of doing, but nobody can come close to doing them the way he does them, or at the height or the speed or the style. But make no mistake, no matter how hard we all try, there's only one Chase Hawk.